Hi, it's Chris Watkin here, and I'm joined by Darshan, who is a letting agent from Essex. He's also the ARLA regional rep for Essex as well, and he joins me today because he believes he wants to be the Vice President of ARLA. Darshan, thank you for joining me today.
Thank you very much, Chris, for inviting me along.
Pleasure, my friend, pleasure. Tell me why you think you're the best person to be voted Vice President of ARLA.
Well, Chris, I've been in the industry, as you know, 21 years. That's 2 decades of being in the same industry, and I'm very passionate about lettings. That's what I've ever done. But I love the fact that after 21 years, I've learned a lot, and it's an opportunity now for me to give something back to the industry that's given me 2 decades and supported me and my family.
Okay, so there's plenty of letting agents out there that have been, in 2 decades, 3 decades, even 4 decades. What else can you bring to the party that probably others can't?
Okay, so one of the things that I believe I have is the 3-in-1 formula. That is, I am a working practitioner for the last 21 years. Like you said, there's others out there as well. I also have been the regional representative for 7.5 years. Okay. And the last bit is I'm actually involved in local politics. So I've been a district councillor now as well for some 10 years.
Okay, so what does you being a local councillor bring to the party of you being the president of ARLA?
Well, let's face it, a lot of our members like myself, letting agents like myself, we've had nothing but a tsunami of pieces of legislation being brought through the back door. I actually understand how these pieces of legislation comes about because I understand the machinery behind the corridors of power, so to speak, in Parliament and local level as well. So I can see things from inside out and how it affects our landlords and how it affects our members out there as well.
So what you're basically saying is you believe that you're a better qualified letting agent because you've been in the industry, you've been an ARLA rep, and also because of your connection with politics and your understanding of how that works, those 3 combinations bringing together puts you in the best light to be the president of ARLA.
Well, hopefully, I mean, it gives me a more better understanding behind the thinking of why certain things are happening in our industry. But I'm very hopeful that I can use that influence to support my members, support our members as well, wider.
Okay, so that's you as the man. Where do you see ARLA and PROPERTYMARK going forward under your stewardship and guidance? And I know, as I said, it's only for a year, but where do you see the future?
Well, I've seen ARLA evolve. I've been a member for 21 years plus. I've seen how it's grown over the years. It's grown. We've had Urban House. I mean, that's the best thing that happened to the association, and we now have the infrastructure where we are supporting 17,000 members, and we've got more investment at the moment with our new CEO, Nathan Emerson, bringing a lot more exciting stuff that's coming out.
Okay, I mean, the elephant in the room is ROPA. Do you believe that PROPERTYMARK should be the authority behind that when in really it's more of a members' organisation? Can it do both?
Chris, there's the old saying about knowledge is power. I mean, it's all about learning. It's about learning more, and you can never stop learning. I'm part of the old school where I'd done the ARLA exams, the level 1, level 2. And when I found out ROPA was going to be making some recommendations, I took it upon myself to go down the route of going back to school, so to speak, and do my level 4 as a director. But I certainly think, we have to wait and see. There's lots the government is looking to introduce.
But again, answer the question, you are a good politician. Do you think it's right that PROPERTYMARK becomes the regulatory authority?
Absolutely. Look, we've got the infrastructure. We've got Urban House there with I know firsthand the amazing amount of work that is done, and ARLA is fit for purpose. ARLA has the ability now to take on that challenge to be the designated regulatory body that the government should appoint. I'm all for that. I'm a great advocate for the association, and I've always been.
And what do you think the fears and the frustrations of existing members are, and how can you help them with those?
Well, look, I mean, there's something change. Nobody likes change. let's face it, whatever line of business you're in, change is a massive thing. 10 years from now, when somebody said you need to communicate via emails, or 15 years by emails, people were very, very skeptical about what's it all about. But now that we've got an industry that is moving towards regulation, it's about raising standards. As a councillor, I can tell you, we need to provide good accommodation. Many of our members are doing that already, but we just now need to separate our great members from the cowboys that operate in the industry.
And before we started off camera, you said that you were very passionate, that you wanted people, especially school kids, to want to grow up to be letting and estate agents. Why don't you think people want to grow up to be letting and estate agents, and what are you going to do to help that?
So Chris, like I said, if I take you back to 2 decades, this industry has been a job, but we want to change that from job to a career path. School leavers need to have something tangible they can say they own. And having a qualification like the level 2, level 3, which is a minimum requirement, it stays with them. It's something they've got and they can be proud of. And that leads to bigger prospects within our industry. Young school leavers, I think, there should be a property management A-level course or something along those lines. Brilliant. We want more people to come on board because they see it as a career opportunity.
In one sentence, what do you love about being a letting agent?
I absolutely love the fact that I can take on a property and I can put a family in that property, and they will have many, many years of living in the property while either they're saving to buy or whether they just need that as a stopgap. Absolutely delightful to see that face on young kids that move with their parents into a property. You know, for me, that's fulfilling, and that's my passion behind making sure they're safe as well in a property that's been let out by an ARLA PROPERTYMARK agent.
Thank you for your time today, Darshan. Boys and girls out there in estate and letting agency land, other candidates are available to be voted on, but I had Darshan here today, so I wanted to ask him what made him, why he thought he was the best man for the job. Thank you for your time today, Darshan. You've been an absolute star.
Thank you, Chris, and the sun is shining.